Hello everybody. So today, as you can tell from the title of this video, we're going to be talking about all things postpartum. So Yusuf is now, alhamdulillah, mashallah, he is 7 months old. I don't even know where the time went. It just feels like I had a newborn and was giving birth to him like yesterday. This is crazy. Like he's officially past the half-year point. Yeah, it's wild to me. So that means I am 7 months postpartum. I'm not sure if you guys know, but they say that it takes like up to 3 years for a mother's body to go back to pre-pregnancy. Like that includes like hormones, that includes like just all the different things, the changes that happen during pregnancy. I thought that was like crazy because we expect moms to just bounce back like so quickly from pregnancy and just like get back to real life. But here I am 7 months postpartum, and there's times where, you know, like I still struggle. So that's what we're going to talk about today. If I look down, it's because I have notes, so I don't want to miss anything of what I'm talking about. So the first thing that I want to talk about is mental health. Like mental health postpartum is so important. And I feel like it's not really talked about a lot. A lot of people want to talk about, you know, just only breastfeeding, formula feeding, newborns, colic, how to handle a newborn. Like everybody just, like most people just tend to forget that moms have, you know, mental health struggles postpartum. So for me, in my case, alhamdulillah, postpartum, like it's been pretty good mental health wise. I would say I have definitely struggled with postpartum anxiety, and that's something that I didn't have with Amina and Zainab and Iman. Actually, no, that's a lie. With Iman, I definitely did have a lot of anxiety after. But with Yusuf, I have struggled with it, and I think it primarily stems from our loss. So if you guys know, our third pregnancy, I did have a really traumatic miscarriage. I can link that video down below if you want to watch. I actually have several videos where I talk about it, but I definitely struggled with postpartum anxiety as well as pregnancy anxiety. So when I was pregnant with Yusuf, I actually did a video, I think it was called Pregnancy After Loss, and I really kind of dove into like how much anxiety I was feeling like with Yusuf, because I was always so terrified that I would lose him too. And I think mental health is just one of those things. It's so important for you to not only recognize that you might be struggling, but also reach out for help. So in my case, during my pregnancy with Yusuf, I did seek out therapy and I did have therapy sessions. Huge thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video, because BetterHelp really did help me a lot. And if you guys don't know, BetterHelp is kind of like an online therapy service, and you can be connected with a therapist on there, and you can literally pick and choose who you want to be connected to, and they base it off of your needs, what you're looking for, what you're struggling with, all those things. So in my case, it was pregnancy as well as like my miscarriage that was kind of like triggering my emotions. So I was connected with a therapist that kind of worked in that realm, and she did absolutely amazing. So for me, in my case, I struggled with anxiety, just worrying a lot about losing Yusuf. And so for me, ultrasounds were really triggering, because that's how I found out that I lost our third child. So for me, I would get like a racing heartbeat, I would get clammy, I would get sweaty, I would feel sick, I would feel nauseous. And so I worked with my therapist to overcome those feelings, and I learned different like techniques and breathing techniques and relaxation techniques and just ways to kind of change my thinking and like my frame of mind as to how I can deal with those feelings like in the moment. I really truly feel like by learning those skills, I was able to kind of carry that on postpartum. So here I am postpartum. Definitely still have some anxiety, like postpartum anxiety, but it's not as extreme as it was during pregnancy. And I think that is definitely in part by seeking out therapy. So if you guys are interested in trying out BetterHelp for your own therapy sessions, whatever that might be, it could be anything that you're struggling with. If you just need somebody to talk, they are available to talk on the phone, on video call, texting, like messaging. There was a point in my pregnancy where I didn't want to talk. Like I didn't want to cry. I didn't want for someone to look at me. Like I just wanted to just message back and forth. And that's what she did with me at times. And it was so amazing to have that as an option. So it really, really, really does help. So if you're interested in trying BetterHelp, I'll link all that information in the description below, or you could just go to this link that is on screen to get 10% off your first month. And trust me, you guys, in my opinion, it's way more affordable than traditional therapy. You can schedule your sessions out however you want to schedule them out. I personally found so much like goodness in it. So I really hope that it really does help you guys as well. I truly believe that if I did not have therapy during my pregnancy, I think I would have had a way harder time coping with my pregnancy as well as postpartum, because postpartum, so many feelings happen, you guys. Your hormones are like way up here when you're pregnant, then they go down, then they go up, then they go down, like, and then you're breastfeeding, so then a whole bunch of new hormones are going through your body, and your pregnancy hormones are starting to dip, and it's just crazy. Okay, it's crazy. Like I said, like, I feel like nobody really talks about how crazy and tough postpartum can be, and I think had I not done those therapy sessions, I really think I would have struggled more. Okay, so let's discuss my cesarean. I'm kind of like on a time crunch because Will just texted me saying that Yusuf just woke up from his nap and he's gonna want to feed, so I'll try to like not make this super long. So in terms of my cesarean recovery, so with Amina I had an emergency cesarean, with Zainab I had a VBAC, and then with Yusuf I had another emergency C-section. So yeah, it was definitely not the road I wanted to take. If you want to hear my story as to what happened, I will link that in the description as well. Like, I can't just like dive right into detail about all these things because it's so much to talk about, and I've already pre-filmed all that stuff so you guys can watch it. But 2 cesareans, right? Like one cesarean 8 years ago and then another cesarean now. I feel like in terms of healing between those 2 time periods, there was enough time in there that my cesarean like healed, my scar healed so good. And then this time they cut again on top of the same scar, and it didn't heal as good as the first time, but I feel like it's been okay. I do notice, like, I was up and walking like postpartum. I really had so much pain in my pregnancy with SPD. So my SPD actually went away within a few days of Yusuf being born. It was crazy. Again, I have another video about that too in my experience. It was debilitating. I was basically immobile for the last few months of my pregnancy with Yusuf. It was horrible, so traumatic, and now that he's here, I would do it again. Like, isn't that crazy? Like, as moms, like we just like completely forget how traumatic pregnancy can be, like after our babies are in our arms, and it's just, yeah, it's wild. So my cesarean has healed really well. I was up and walking, but I do notice that there are times where if I like am holding Zainab in my arms or Amina, like, because they're a little bit on the heavier side, obviously they're not the same size as Yusuf, I do feel a strain where my scar is. So I'm definitely going to be like working on trying to break up scar tissue, because I definitely feel some pain sometimes. But in terms of how it's healed really well. I'm so happy, I'm so grateful. So if you are kind of like how I was like postpartum when I had my cesarean, obviously I was devastated because it wasn't the way that I wanted my birth to go. I wanted it to go the same way that Zainab's birth was. I wanted to have a natural birth after a cesarean, and it just didn't go that way. I was obviously devastated. That's just how I felt, and I've really had a lot of closure. I feel like the way that it has gone and I've healed, alhamdulillah, like I'm super grateful for it. So yeah, cesarean's definitely not the easiest recovery, and it did take a lot of time, but here I am 7 months postpartum. I'm walking, I'm able to run, I'm able to do the things that I'm able to do normally. So I'm super grateful that I've been able to recover easy. So one thing that I want to also mention is I feel like there's so much pressure on moms to not be able to recover easily. Like this is something that actually kind of drives me crazy, because as moms, we birth a baby, we get home, and then we're kind of like expected to start cleaning, cooking, taking care of the baby, all those things. I'm so grateful for the help that I had. Like my mom was here, and Will was so helpful, still is, alhamdulillah. I'm so grateful we're a team. And I was able to just rest. You know, like I didn't leave my bed. Like I'm looking at my bed right there. I'm in my bedroom. I didn't leave that bed for days. Like I never went downstairs. I never climbed the stairs. The one time I climbed stairs was when I came home from the hospital, and I went up and I stayed in that bed. And I was able to rest and just breastfeed and just nurse the baby and like not have to worry. And I feel like so many women feel so much pressure after birth that they just kind of have to bounce back and entertain people, and visitors are coming. And I didn't have no visitors, you guys, for weeks. I made it a point. I was like, nope, we're not having anybody over. I just want to recover and just to enjoy the time that we had with Yusuf. And I'm so grateful it went so well. But again, like if you're a mom and you're freshly postpartum, don't put that pressure on yourself. Like you deserve to rest, you deserve to heal. It's going to take time, and just take it easy. I know it's like so hard to do that, but really take it easy, because in the long run, it's really gonna help your recovery. So I am still exclusively breastfeeding. If you guys want me to do a separate video about breastfeeding, I exclusively breastfed Amina and Zainab and Yusuf. We don't do bottles. I don't do formula. I strictly like straight up just breastfeed, and it's been such an incredible journey. And honestly, there's so many benefits. I would love to share like my experience. So if you guys want me to do a separate video about that, I can. But postpartum breastfeeding, we did struggle a little bit in the beginning. Like he latched great and was such a great feeder, but then we kind of came across some ties, and which we got corrected, and he's been doing absolutely amazing. He is a champ, like straight up champ. A couple nursing strikes here and there when he's teething, but he's been amazing, and I'm so grateful. I'm so happy that we exclusively breastfeed. It is the best journey ever. To all the exclusive nursing moms out there, huge props to you. Like it is hard work, okay? It is hard work. So yeah, that's all I can think of like postpartum. It's been going really well. Recovery has been good. Mental health has been good. Alhamdulillah. Breastfeeding has been really good. We've started solids now with Yusuf. The last few weeks we're experimenting with solids. In the beginning he was like totally not that interested. Like he was interested, then he got not so much interested. Now he's kind of diving back into it again. So we're encouraging him to try different foods and things like that. So it's been really fun seeing him try different foods and flavors and textures, and the faces he makes are like hilarious. So I should make a video about that sometime as well. Let me know if that's something that you want to see. And yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if there are any other like motherhood kind of videos that you would like to see from me. And again, if you are looking for a therapist, you would seriously love BetterHelp. So definitely check them out. Again, here is the link that is going to take you to the website where you can get 10% off your first month of therapy. And I really hope you guys try it out. Really makes a difference. Mental health is so important, and it's something that we should talk about more often. I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching.